Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Suplex Report. Get ready for all things WWE, news, match analysis, and more. Hit that bell so you never miss the action. In professional wrestling, few stories capture attention like the bond between former allies and friends, especially when that bond is tested in unexpected ways. Recently, an event unfolded that has wrestling fans buzzing, not because of an on-screen feud, but because of the real-world implications it could have on WWE and the careers of some of its top stars. The story revolves around Seth Rollins, Jon Moxley, and Roman Reigns, three performers whose history together goes back over a decade, and whose paths in wrestling have taken dramatically different directions. The intrigue lies not just in what happened, but in what it could mean for the future of WWE and the industry as a whole. The context: Seth Rollins, one of WWE's most versatile and accomplished performers, recently suffered a knee injury at a house show in Philadelphia. Injuries are part of wrestling. They are unfortunate but expected in a high-impact, high-intensity sport. What made this situation unique, however, was what happened immediately afterward. Within a day of the injury, Jon Moxley, a former WWE star who has built a highly successful career outside the company, flew across the country to visit Seth at his home. This wasn't a casual call or a text. It was a personal visit, a gesture that carried weight because of the shared history these two have, not just in WWE, but as colleagues who understand the pressures of professional wrestling at the highest level. The significance of Moxley's visit. Jon Moxley's visit to Seth Rollins represents more than friendship. Moxley left WWE in 2019 and became a symbol of what's possible when a performer pursues creative freedom outside the WWE system. His career in AEW has shown that top-tier talent can thrive without being part of WWE, both in terms of artistic expression and financial success. Moxley's presence in Seth's home highlights the fact that wrestlers have options and that the industry is no longer a single-path environment where WWE is the ultimate arbiter of a career's success. Two WWE executives and performers deeply invested in the company, this is a reality that challenges long-held assumptions about loyalty, control, and creative authority. Roman Reigns' perspective. Roman Reigns, WWE's top star and the tribal chief, reportedly had a strong reaction when news of Moxley's visit reached him. His response, according to backstage sources, wasn't just typical on-screen frustration. It was genuine concern about the potential implications for the company and for his own position within it. Roman's persona as the alpha, the leader, and the foundation of WWE's main event scene depends heavily on the structure and stability of the company. The thought that one of his closest former allies from The Shield could be influenced by Moxley's experience outside WWE created a scenario that posed a real challenge to that stability. Roman's reaction reflects more than personal jealousy. It reflects a strategic understanding of how critical Seth Rollins is to the company's future and to WWE's overall creative and business plan. The backstory of Moxley and WWE. Understanding the full weight of this situation requires a look at Jon Moxley's history with WWE. When Moxley left in 2019, he spoke candidly about the creative limitations, the scripted promos, and the pressures of performing in an environment where performers often have little say over their own character or matches. Moxley's success in AEW, achieving main event status and creative freedom, has repeatedly challenged WWE's narrative that their company is the sole path to stardom. His career trajectory serves as a powerful example to performers like Seth Rollins, who may be questioning whether they too could find greater fulfillment outside the WWE structure. Moxley's visit is therefore not just personal, it is symbolic of the choices wrestlers have and the new landscape of the industry. The role of timing makes the visit even more consequential. Seth Rollins is currently recovering from a significant injury, a moment that naturally prompts reflection about career longevity, health, and professional priorities. Injuries in wrestling are not just physical challenges, they are moments of pause that can influence long-term decisions. For someone in Seth's position, seeing a peer like Moxley thriving outside WWE while maintaining both personal and professional satisfaction can be incredibly compelling. Moxley's visit provides an opportunity for conversation, insight, and perspective that WWE cannot control, and that may lead Seth to consider options he might not have otherwise. The loyalty factor. The story also touches deeply on themes of loyalty and trust. Roman Reigns, as the tribal chief, has built an identity around loyalty to WWE and the perception of dominance within that system. His connection to Seth Rollins and the rest of the Shield has always been a delicate balance of personal relationships and professional hierarchy. The possibility that Seth might be influenced by Moxley represents a disruption to that balance. It challenges the idea that loyalty to the company is equivalent to loyalty among peers, and it brings into focus the difficult choices performers must make between career security, personal fulfillment, and creative expression. WWE's response and corporate reality. WWE's official response to the situation has been cautious and corporate, emphasizing Seth's recovery and the support of friends and family while avoiding mention of Moxley's visit. This measured response highlights the company's awareness of how delicate the scenario is. WWE thrives on control over narrative, talent, and audience perception. When a situation develops outside of that control, it exposes vulnerabilities and potential shifts in the power dynamic between talent and management. The silence and careful wording reflect a company aware of the broader implications and the uncertainty surrounding the choices its talent might make in the coming months. Potential implications for the future. Looking forward, the potential consequences of Moxley's visit are significant. Seth Rollins' contract with WWE has 18 months remaining, and he is at a point in his career where long-term decisions are pressing. The influence of Moxley, combined with the opportunity to reflect during recovery, could inspire Seth to explore new paths. If he chooses to pursue opportunities outside WWE, it would mark a pivotal moment in wrestling history. One of the top stars leaving a company at the height of their influence to seek creative and personal freedom elsewhere. Such a move would not only impact WWE's roster and main event scene, but also validate the growing prominence of AEW and other alternatives as viable platforms for top-tier talent. Broader industry implications. The situation underscores the changing landscape of professional wrestling. For decades, WWE has positioned itself as the pinnacle of success, a company where the only real path to stardom and legacy was through its doors. But the careers of Jon Moxley, Cody Rhodes, and others demonstrate that the industry has evolved. Talented performers now have genuine options to find fulfillment, creative freedom, and financial stability outside WWE. This shift challenges the old model and reshapes the conversation around loyalty, opportunity, and the value of artistic independence in wrestling. The visit between Moxley and Rollins is more than a personal interaction. It is a microcosm of this broader transformation. Roman Reigns' strategic position. Roman Reigns' reaction also illustrates the complexities of navigating career and legacy in professional wrestling. His persona, while scripted, reflects the real-world pressures of maintaining top-billing, influence, and relevance within a company that has invested heavily in his character. Observing former allies succeed elsewhere creates a tension between personal pride and professional investment. Roman's concern is strategic, not purely emotional. The success of his peers outside WWE could redefine how fans perceive loyalty, success, and legacy, potentially altering the context in which his own achievements are valued. Conclusion. The visit of Jon Moxley to Seth Rollins' home is emblematic of the shifting dynamics in professional wrestling. It highlights the evolving choices available to performers, the tension between corporate loyalty and personal fulfillment, and the potential for significant career decisions that could reshape the industry. Roman Reigns' reaction underscores how interconnected personal relationships, professional identity, and corporate strategy are in the world of wrestling. For fans, this is more than a story about injured wrestlers or backstage visits. It is a real-time example of how the industry is evolving, how careers can pivot, and how the bonds formed in the past continue to influence the future. The next 18 months will be critical, and the world will be watching to see whether Seth Rollins remains with WWE, explores new opportunities, or redefines his legacy in a way that challenges the status quo. Wrestling is about storytelling, but in this case, the story unfolding behind the scenes may be even more compelling than anything seen inside the ring.